What does the first ever transparent and credible election in Burkina Faso suggest for other nations heading to the polls, especially for African leaders seeking to shift the constitutional goalposts in order to stay in State House? My colleague, Paul Sisco, has more.
Roch Kabore convincingly won the presidential election on the first and therefore only ballot. But the first truly free and open poll in Burkina Faso has not come easily. Originally scheduled for last month, it was delayed by an attempted coup. That following demonstrations beginning in October 2014 that drove President Baise Compaore from office after he tried to extend his 27-year-old rule. Voters in Burkina Faso cast more than 53% of their ballots for the new president. Former Finance Minister Zephyrin Diabre received 22%. The rest were split among 12 other opposition candidates. Many political observers say the free and transparent vote represents an important step towards consolidating the country's democracy. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari expressed his hope that the successful election ushers in a new era of true democracy and inclusive good governance in Burkina Faso. The United States commended Burkina Faso on the peaceful and orderly vote, and her people for their commitment to defending the principles of democracy. Meanwhile, Samantha Power, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, had a message for Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, who is supporting a referendum that could allow him to extend his presidency.
President Kagame has an opportunity to set an example for a region in which leaders seem too tempted, again, to view themselves as indispensable.
And with elections in February, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni could extend his time in office to over 30 years. 60% of Burkina Faso's 5.5 million voters voted. Most had never known a president other than Baise Compaore. They've learned a popular movement can bring about rapid change and hold leaders accountable. Now, President Kabore must make good on his promises of economic growth, in part by making an historically dictatorial government more just. Paul Sisco, VOA News.